looks like it's jittery. I'm waiting for this to refresh.
Let's see.
Yes,
Hello.
it is refreshing. And
It's
of course we get commercials.
Yeah. Like
Screw
always.
that
Like always.
I-
Screw the commercials, you know.
I have a toothpaste commercial.
We should do the toothpaste commercial. I don't know which one do I get. No, I have a man that is hoovering something.
Of course, totally not sexist.
Because I totally need one
Hey,
of
but
those
the man
things.
is hoovering.
Yeah,
That's
it.
something.
Okay.
That's something.
Yeah. Twitch, stay classy.
Yes.
If you need a Hoover, then
Looks like I get placed advertisement, something about my teeth, not right?
no sé.
Anyhow.
I don't know. Well, anyway, hello.
Hey guys.
What's up? Welcome.
From Berlin.
Exactly. We changed a little bit the date of our Twitch,
Yes.
and it's because of me. Because tomorrow I'm going to be on holidays, but I wanted to do this Twitch session as well.
And by the skin color, you can see she has adjusted already to that place because they love fair skin.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
no,
I need to catch up with your
This is
color, man.
Greg is not here. Malibu Greg is here, as you can see. So.
Anyway, but yeah, today's Twitch is very, very interesting. We have a super interesting agenda.
Yes.
Which I guess the majority of you guys are here because you want to hear a little bit more about crafting, right? But of course, we will also do other things. So we will go a little bit around the release 165, and then we will show a little bit of the the finalists and other winners of our Draw the Boss contest and comment on them. Some of them were really, really funny. And then we will have our community questions and answers, and of course a raffle.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
it.
So without further ado, we'll start. And thank you, Orpheus, for the nice compliment. Yes, this is summer, Greg. So let's start. Obviously, since we're twitching today on a Thursday, you are allowed to play with Tabo. Actually, you were supposed to.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so,
that's okay.
No, it's completely fine. So Tabo is still, working on Thursdays. No problem whatsoever. The only server where I know for sure that he's around is Heredur.
Yes.
But normally we also have him on Warian and sometimes on Valor.
Yes.
So yeah, check it out. But the latest information is that he's in Heredur.
You have to admit, last time we got the complaint that Tabo on Varian is only speaking Turkish. Well, the thing is, Tabo, depending on which server he is more likely to speak a certain language. So the Agathonian Tabo is more likely to speak Portuguese. Just so you say.
Yeah.
Whereas the Tabo on Grimac might be talking Russian, Polish or something.
Different languages.
Yes. So play with Tabo when you can find him, and you will be awarded with a sapphire parrot.
Multilingual.
Exactly.
That's it. Sapphire parrot is not multilingual, but it will give you +10 to resources.
This is the most useful parrot that there is so far, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's get cracking. And there's one really cool feature, which if you looked at the forums, it's coming soon. We're talking about Crafting 2.0. This is the working title. So probably you could basically say it's the reworked workbench. So Crafting 2.0, this is what we mean by it. You want to do the facts because you're supposed to.
I don't see so much.
They're there.
They're here. Okay, so facts about Crafting 2.0. It will come tomorrow on the test server. That's a very, very good news for you guys because we know that you have been waiting for this for a lot of days and weeks and everything. It's finally coming. Friday the 13th for some people is a bad date related to some bad luck or anything.
Yeah, true.
But we don't believe that. We believe that it's time to put crafting on the test server. When? Because we know a lot of people are going to be like checking test server every single minute. It's going to be around 4 p.m.
Central European time.
Central European time, that's for sure. So make the calculations. And it's not coming with release 165, which, if you have been following the forums, a little bit social media, I think we already mentioned this. It's quite indeed a pity. But on the other hand, think about it. It's a very cool system that we wanted to put, up to perfection. So when we put it on the test server is when you guys should go there, check it out, let us know what you think. So currently the planning is to release it one release later, which is 166.
Yes.
That's it. And that's what we are going to be talking about mainly today.
Exactly. So let's get cracking on this one.
Yes, crack.
Lovely Haruki is gonna tell you the don'ts about
The don'ts.
about crafting. So what won't you like? What's there to know? What are
Yeah.
the restrictions with crafting 2.0?
Exactly. So the system is quite open and it's quite intuitive, but there are like some things which you are not going to be able to do when you craft with this new system. First of all, it's there are some old enchantments in the game, like some enchantments on very obsolete items, which Drakensang is a long game. It has had different items, item additions different times in its history. So sometimes some of these enchantments will not be able to, some of those items you won't be able to craft them, but then you will always receive a little message saying that you cannot craft those items with those old enchantments, so sorry. Then the second rule is that you cannot craft items which have stones on them. So you need to take them away if you want to craft those items in the workbench.
No bling bling.
No, and, but then again you will get another notification. Then also you cannot, this is something very basic, but some people maybe won't get it, is that you cannot craft items you're wearing. So you always have to unwear them, put them in inventory, and then you can craft them. And there are some combinations which are impossible in our workbench. Some things like, for example, this one, like 1 ring, 2 boots, and 1 belt.
Legendaries, yeah.
Yes, legendary. So in this case, you won't be able to do this combination, and when that happens, then there will be another message there. So those are the 4 don'ts, the 4 restrictions that crafting system currently has.
Exactly.
Yes.
So basically, to be super safe and say it's idiot proof, whenever you won't be able to do something, the workbench will tell you.
Exactly. It's quite easy because the workbench at the moment is also like it has a lot of different animations and cool effects, so it's very intuitive. It will really show you how to do this. We will say it's really easy.
But
that's it.
Another nice topic after the don'ts, is of course the costs.
The costs, I got the best topics: the restrictions and the costs.
Yes.
The costs. Okay, so there will be different costs of crafting, of course, but you can always craft via using the virtual currency, so copper, silver, or gold, and then of course you can also pay by using on-demand. So it's always your choice. Of course, the higher the combination of items is, or the enchantment values are, that of course will have a repercussion on the costs for that crafted item. And I can say, of course, that this is one of the things that we will ask for your opinion on the forums related to this topic of pricing. If you think this is fair, if you think it's unfair, the different prices, always bearing in mind, of course, that what we are giving to you with this crafting is like the possibility of creating way better and more customizable objects. So of course that have that thing in mind when you are like paying, because of course it always comes to a fairness point. But of course we want to hear you, so that would be it. So in virtual currency and in on-demand. You can always choose if you want to pay in one currency or in the other one. Exactly.
Yeah, just
That's it.
To comment there, καλά δεν ήξερες ότι με Έλληνας. Πρώτη φορά το ακούς. Okay. Anyhow, so because we're getting comments over here and I'm commenting while Haruki is talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking about another topic, which is it's a new feature on the Crafting 2.0, and we talked about it several times, and there were many, we turned it around. Once we said there will be a revert version or function, once we said there will be none, and then we said that there will be one, but you will only be able to get 1 item back. So the game designers came to us and they were like, hey, actually we have a completely new set of rules. So here's how reverting works. So as of when this feature comes, you will be able to craft, and if you're unsatisfied with the result, you will be able to revert the result. But here's how it works. So you are only able to revert things that have items that have the same item type and the same rarity. I mean the rarity is a given because you can only craft things of the same rarity. But we are stating it just so you are super sure. So as you can see in the on the screen right now, I have 4 extraordinary items next to each other. So same item type and same and they're all wands, spellweaver wands. So you can only craft the same item type and same rarity. You can only revert those. So when you enter them into the crafting into the working bench, you will be able to proceed, click combine, and then what you see is a preview. So what we see here on the left side is the wand has been combined, and you get to see that. Now if you were to hover over this, you would be able to see a tooltip. I will show you that in game in a second. And then you can either click left on accept or on revert. If you revert though, it will cost you something. But well, by that I mean it's not going to cost you additional money, but so you will go back to the 4 items that you had in the beginning, but you're not going to get your undermount or gold, silver or copper back. So basically that money is lost. Yeah. But in my opinion, I think that's quite fair because you get to go back and you get to keep all the 4 items before.
Exactly.
And on the other side, if you're not combining items of the same item category, so as you can see in the example that we have over here, it's 3 books and 1 wand. Yeah, it will tell you right away with a red message, combining these items will permanently destroy them. This means if you continue now, you will get an item, but you won't, and you have to be satisfied with it because you won't be able to get back. Yeah. Okay.
That's
so since I'm gonna show you that one in the game. So I'm here. It's a different kind of test server. So I'm here at the workbench. So let's have a look first at combining items which are not the same. Here's what happens. So I have 3 books, as you can see, and I have 1 wand. So I get instantly the message that I can craft this item, but it will destroy all of these if I continue. So, and I also don't really get, it just tells me it's an unidentified item, and that's what I'm gonna get. So
surprise.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna continue with this one right now, but let's go and combine something which is the same. So we have 4 books now. Now that's different. You see that the message disappears, and I see the book, and it gives you much more information. So it tells me already much more. So for example, I'm gonna inherit enchantments, and there's also a random enchantment. Yeah, but we'll talk about this in detail in a sec. So yeah, this is basically what we mean with different item types and how it works.
That's it.
Good.
That's it. So yes, keep that in mind.
Exactly.
For boots, will give me already. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I wanted to talk about another thing. So yeah, river crafting only for the same items, like 4 boots. And if you have like 3 boots and a belt or something like that, then sorry, but you won't have.
Actually, maybe I'm gonna show them the revert in action. One sec. I'm gonna show them just so you can see that we're not, fooling around with you. So.
No, it's not vodka what I'm drinking. I can assure you guys, today it's just water.
So I just crafted something, and it's a new book, and so you can see immediately already in the preview what it has, and if you're unsatisfied, you will click accept, but then you won't be able to go back, and if you're unhappy, then just go revert. So then the money is gonna be gone, but you can have a new combination. So I'm gonna do it again. And now I have a completely different one. See? All right. This is basically how it works. And so let's go talk about enchantments.
Yes, exactly. So one of the issues, that of course crafting brings is like what happens with enchantments, So you always have to understand that, okay, we have like these 4 levels of rarity, so like the blue, the green items, the blue, then the pink extraordinary, and then of course legendary. So it means that when you upgrade from one rarity level to the next one, you will always get 1 enchantment line on top. So for example, if you have like magic items, you will always have 2 enchantment lines. If you have an extraordinary item, you will always have 3 enchantment lines. And if you have a legendary, you will always have 4 enchantment lines. And it will always be one of those, it's going to be random, we will see later on. One of them is going to be random until you arrive to legendary. So for example, if I am crafting, let's say, 4 blue items into an extraordinary item, I will always get 3 enchantments. 2 of them will be inherited, which we will see later on, and 1 of them is going to be random, okay? So each new level of item type, so to say, it contains 1 extra line of enchantment, which is really cool. Also another thing that we wanted to mention is that in the crafting UI, of course, you're going to have also a preview, because we would like to give you also the idea that, to know exactly what kind of item you're going to get. So for example, in the example that Greg was putting before, it was like 4, let's say 4 mage staffs or something like that of, let's say, previous extraordinary, you know. Then you will get already, let's say, the icon of the item, the resulting item, and if you hover over that icon, you will already get some extra information about, you know, there you have it, that's it. So if you combine these 4 blue staffs and then you try to combine them, it will tell you already in the beginning, more or less, how many enchantments are you going to have. So in this case it's 3, 2 are inherited and 1 is random. And it will also show you, you see, the gem slot and some of the basic stats. And that is if you have the 4 items of the same type. But of course, if you have the 4 items of different types, as here, like 1 book and 3 staffs, then of course the preview is going to be a little bit more mysterious and it won't tell you all of these things.
Random fandom, yes.
Random fandom. I prefer to normally have more, control.
Cold facts.
Core facts, control of what I craft. But it's true that if you have like, I don't know, you're looting and you have like different items, maybe you want to try your luck.
Yeah.
If you don't care so much about the resulting item. But yeah, so there are these 2 previews, and of course, one is more informative than the other.
Yeah. I think those of you who are watching this right now would be great if you communicate this to your guild members or to anyone, because, you know, it's not like the game is going to tell you that with a voice.
Yeah,
but we will put a guide out there, a more elaborate one. What you see right now, it's more of only a preview.
That's it.
And speaking of, let's go more into depth of the preview and the inherited enchantments. So the next one that we had, it's what I like to call the genealogy of. It's part 1 of the genealogy of items. It's something that Haruki explained already. Pay attention to the colors because it makes it a little bit easier for you to understand. So again, with Crafting 2.0, you have the ability to preview what enchantments will be at the outcome. So for that, again, you need the same item type. So in this, let's take the example 4 swords. Yeah, we're taking four swords. Let's start with improved items, the green ones. Yeah, so if we were to take 4 improved swords, we will get one magic sword. That 1 magic sword will have 1 out of the 4 enchantments of the 4 improved swords. You get it? So, you know, 4 swords. Green ones, we get 1 blue sword out of it, and it will get 1 of the 4 enchantments. This continues. So let's say we have 4 magic swords now, and have 1 want to craft an extraordinary sword. So the extraordinary sword will have 2 out of the 8 enchantments from the 4 magic swords. Yeah. So. And then let's continue. The 4 extraordinary swords can craft 1 legendary sword, and you know, extraordinary swords can have each up to 3 enchantments. So we have in total 4 extraordinary swords. So in total we have 12. A pool of 12 enchantments to choose from. So the legendary item that will result from that will have inherited 3 out of 12 enchantments. Yeah, and then in the final stage, when you only craft from legendary to new legendary, here's what happens. So we take 4 legendary swords, And obviously, you know, since you're crafting 4 legendary swords, the result will be another legendary sword, but it will have different stats. Now, because it's the same type and because it's going to be inherited, what you try to get is the best out of the 4. So the new legendary item will inherit 4 out of 16 enchantments from the legendary item. So, in other words, there will not be any random enchantment anymore. It will be 4 out of 16 total items. This sounds very complicated.
It sounds complicated, but actually, when you think about it, it's later on when you go to the test servers, it's very easy. So yeah, as you can see, the only time when you actually inherit the 4 enchantments is when you put 4 legendary items on the workbench, and then you will get another legendary, and it will be really inheriting 4 out of those 16.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing you can do. It's also very important to mention that yes, we can say you can always craft, let's say, 4 boots, or you can also craft 4 boots and let's say 2 helmets, 2 boots and 2 helmets. But when you're trying to craft legendary items, you can only craft legendary items of the same type. This is I think this is important as well to realize, okay? But apart from that, everything is pretty, when you go into crafting and then you see how it works, it's actually quite interesting.
Yes, and lovely Haruki is gonna tell you a little bit more about how do you know which enchantments did you actually inherit.
Exactly, because of course you put a lot of items inside, and those items some of them have 4 enchantments, some of them have 2, and then you put these 4 items and you're like, okay, I don't know exactly which enchantments from which items my final object has.
So we have this infographic that will make it a little bit more interesting. So just imagine the boxes over here are representing legendary items.
Exactly, so let's say that I have like my 4 boots of awesomeness, you know, and they have all this random list of enchantments. So all of these boots, each of the boots has like 4 enchantment types. Okay, so I say, well, I'm gonna try my luck. I put the 4 things, I craft, and then I get another boot, another legendary boot. So it's gonna get 4 inherited enchantments, and the way it's gonna do it is that it will, you know, randomly take one of those, of the input items, and then later on you will see if it's in blue, means that those enchantments have been taken for the final product. And if the enchantments are in gray, it means that they haven't been taken.
They didn't make it to the final.
Exactly, exactly. So you can see, okay, so I got these 2 enchantments from this boot, and I got an enchantment from that boot.
Yeah.
So something like that. It's also important to notice with the golden enchantments.
The golden values.
Exactly. So the golden enchantments will also appear here as golden. So in case you have like a legendary item with a golden value, it will also show off that you have that enchantment inherited from another item.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite easy. It's quite easy when you watch it, because you will see, okay, the blue ones, I'm keeping them. The gray ones were not taken. And then you can decide, do I like it? Do I not like it? Okay.
And that's when you can revert.
Exactly.
Yeah, so in the end, it gives you a lot of flexibility to do it. So I'm gonna show you how it looks like in game, so it makes more sense for
Police
you.
outside, yes.
Yes, the police.
The police,
The
the
Lasso de la
ambulance,
police.
the fireworkers, Ghetto Berlin.
Yes.
No, it's Alexanderplatz actually.
Yeah. So I have the extraordinary staff over here. So I've inserted it in here, and as you can see, these are the stats. And the preview tells me that I will get, as if you follow the genealogy, I will get a legendary staff with in total 4 enchantments. 3 out of them will be, they will be inherited. As you can see, it's in the tooltip over there. The one at the bottom will be a random one, because as I explained, if you go from one rarity to, or as Haruki explained, if you go from a lower rarity to a higher rarity, you inherit 3 enchantments over here in this case, and 1 will be random. Yeah. So let's do this and combine
Do it, boy.
with gold. Nice effect. So so what did I get now? So this is the one that I get, and as you can see, it has a certain, it inherited a couple of enchantments, but which one did it inherit? So I see
Let's see the winners.
I see critical hit rate and damage. So over here, Okay. I can see that the critical hit rate was taken from the first staff, and then from the second staff I got additional damage, and then from the third staff I didn't get anything, so everything is grayed out, and then from the fourth staff I got also damage, yeah, and so you see that they are in blue. So that's why I have the total damage, extra damage that you see at the bottom, and the critical hit rate. Yeah, this is how it adds up basically. So you can immediately see where you got them from. So let's say I don't like that, so I go back, and maybe I wanted something else, but I didn't get it. So I'll do it again. And this time, see, it's a completely different result. And it looks like it's already, let's see. So we get again the critical hit rate from the first one. From the second one we get a critical percentage damage, yeah. And from this time we got something from the third staff, which is critical hit rate. And from from the fourth one this time we didn't get anything. But this is basically how it works, yeah. So as you knew from the preview, it said you're gonna inherit three enchantments, and one will be random. So it's very normal that one of these staffs is completely grayed out, because you only inherited 3, but and got 1 random. So this is how and then I can accept it, and then I got it, but then I cannot return, as you can see.
That's it.
So
it's really cool.
Sorry?
No, that is really cool, because I read the comments on the chat, and everyone is saying, okay, farming actually makes sense again, and it's true. We were trying the other day with one of the designers. He was explaining us the system, and he was like crafting a lot of things at the same time with random items, and sometimes the combination of those items was really, really cool. So it's nice. As I said, the pricing is not finished, so we will see how that goes, but it should be quite fair for you to keep on. Even if you start farming like very, very low items like blue or green, it should be possible for you to get really nice combinations. Also, according to your builds, maybe you like more like speed enchantments or attack enchantments or whatever you like, and it should also give you the possibility of trying different things and see if that works for you.
Mix and match. So and another thing, the final thing that we have for this when it comes to crafting 2.0 is you should know that when it comes to gem slots, it works that way, that whatever you put inside into the workbench. So let's say the 4 items that you have over there, they all just have 1 gem slot. Then the resulting item will also just have 1 gem slot. But for example, should all the items have 2 gem slots, then the resulting item will also just have 2 gem slots. Now, let's say for example 3 out of the items have 1 gem slot, and the final one has 5 gem slots. Then you multiply, you put them together, you add them, and then you have 8 divided by 4. So the resulting item has 2 gem slots. So it's very easy to calculate what you will get in terms of that. And another thing that I wanted to discuss is, obviously, we're talking to you about same type and same rarity and things like that. So what happens if you were to combine different item types, but obviously same rarity? Then this is how it works. Let's say we have, in this example, 4 magic items, so blue. Each of them is a different type. Let's imagine. So item category A, B, C, and D. So each of them is a different type, 4 different types. So the chances that the resulting item will be a certain type is 25%, because all of them are a different type. If, for example, the first and the second item are the same type, then the third and the fourth one are also the same type, then it's a 50-50 chance. So the chance cannot go any. It's very, very easy to mathematics, basically.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there will be people who maybe craft 4, let's say 3 helmets and one glove.
Yeah, so 75,
and they also got the gloves because you were a little bit unlucky. Well, that can also happen, but of course, this is a matter of luck and probability. But
and this concludes our little preview on crafting 2.0.
Well, Actually, I have like some list of questions that I got from the moderation team, meaning you guys.
But question and answer or right now?
I would say now because it's more related to crafting, and maybe the other questions and answers are more like about other thingies.
Of the codes.
Mm?
Because do you know who asked them?
Well, it's like questions about skins, the level of the items, and other things which I think we totally
yeah, okay. Just
So one of the things that I saw in the chat is what happens with skin items. So if you craft skin items, does the resulting item get that skin? For example, parallel world skin items or something like that? No. So basically you will lose that specific skin for that item. So yeah, that you should totally know that this is a case. You won't keep the skin of the item. Also another question that I had, or that we had, was what happens with the glyphs of power? So basically you can only craft items which don't have glyphs of power invested. I mean, of course you will always have the minimum value. And then when you craft, let's say, 4 legendary items into a higher legendary item, it doesn't mean that that minimum quantity of glyphs of power is going to increase. It will stay the same as the normal legendary legendary items. And also the upgradable costs, let's say that you have a super extraordinary legendary item. When you want to upgrade it, let's say to level 51, it won't cost you more simply because you crafted it. No, the prices of upgrading the item and the glyphs of power the levels stay the same. So you won't have any change there, which I think it's really important for you to know. Also, what happens with item levels? Because of course we have been talking about types and we have been talking about let's say quality of items. Mm-hmm. But of course you can have let's say an item that has level, for example, 20, and then you want to combine it with other 3 items which have level 15. So you have 20, 15, 15, 15. So what happens is that, of course, it will take the resulting item will be average. So for example, if you have 15, 15, 15, and 20, by mathematics and the joys of calculating, the resulting item will be level 16. But the cool thing is that if it takes, for example, an enchantment of a lower level item, but it takes that enchantment is going to be scaled already to the final level. So that's really, really cool, because even if you have like very low items, and with a cool enchantment, that enchantment is going to raise, which I think is really, really cool in this case, and it opens the door for a lot of things. And one of the latest questions that I had from some Dragon Knights, it's related to the different types of two-hand weapons. Because of course you have a mace, you have a sword, you have the axe. So what happens with this? Well, what happens with this is that it's counted at the same category. So you will be able to revert it. It doesn't count like, psst, please, I'm trying to explain crafting. So for example, let's say that you have 3 axes and then you have 1 big sword. So then the crafting, the process will be 75% for those axes and 25% for that sword. And the same, it will work exactly the same. It will get, the random enchantment or the inherited enchantments, etc. So it won't change anyway. So yeah, those were the things that I wanted to say on top of that. But yeah, don't worry, we know that this was quite of a full information Twitch, but don't worry, because it's going now to, soon to the forums, and then of course you will be able to read it at your own pace, voila.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, okay, so now we're coming to a different, so that was it, basically all about crafting 2.0, and now we're going to talk about the release 1.6.5, because if you paid attention, we mentioned that this feature is coming with 1.6.6 and not with 1.6.5. So the question remains, what does come with 1.6.5? So let's have a look. Yeah.
Ta-da!
I love to repeat myself. Crafting 2.0 is not making it in 1.6.5. It doesn't not. The reason why you will be able to test it on the test server as of tomorrow is because we want your feedback, and it's a very important feature. So that's why you get more time on that, and we will need more time to fix anything around it. As you notice, we just gave you a brief overview of that. Mm-hmm. So who knows what will turn out there. But what is coming is the quick slot for potions, and I know that we always mentioned health potions or any kind of concentration potions, mana potions. Actually, this counts for any kind of potions.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have something that's categorized as a potion in the game, it can be used over there. Yeah. It does not necessarily need to be a buff for health or for concentration or mana or steam or rage. Yeah. But speaking of potions and health potions.
Yeah, I have to announce always the shitty ones.
Hey, wait, two good ones are still coming after.
No, but let me be the harbinger of bad news. Removal of the HP potions from PvP. This is something that, yes, it was supposed to come with 165, but in the end it couldn't be this case. Doesn't mean that we kick it out. No, it's coming. It will come right after it. I got sometimes the question on the forums, what is the issue with the regeneration powers or the other skills of the characters that have to do with health? Well, those ones are going to stay because they are part of the, let's say, part of the PvP experience. What we are only taking away is the potions, but the regeneration skills are there to be used. Period.
Okay.
That's it.
The good ones. Now to the good news.
Yeah, to the good news. We continue, of course, with the bug fixes. Yes, we are keeping track of those annoying bug fixes and trying to push for them to be released. And we didn't write it there, but there is also going to be in-game improvement. So our level designer, content designers, and game designers are always trying to put, new thingies across all levels. And one of the things is, for example, random monster enchantments. It's coming to Mirdosh, which is cool because it means that, well, your encounters are going to be a little bit more spicy, a little bit more surprising because now different monsters are going to have different kind of powers. So yeah, that's coming to Mirdosh. Later on it will come to Atlantis, it will come to other regions of the game, so look forward to that. Yes. And do you want to talk about the fortune?
Yeah, because
the misfortune?
I see people talking about what is Luther's fortune? Yeah,
we want to tease.
The thing is, when I saw Looters, I was thinking of Hooters. It's not sponsored advertising or product placement.
No.
Ding, no. Looters fortune is basically, I think it's even the final title for it right now. I will show it to you also in game because I can. Yeah, so maybe it will give you more of an idea what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this lovely little icon over here that you get, and if you can read, it says increased drop chance for random enchanted items. So a selection of monsters, when this icon is popping up on your user interface, you will know that this event is active, and this means that a certain selection of monsters, which we will reveal by then, will be having higher drop chances. Yeah, so that's what we meant with Looter's fortune. So
yeah, before it was called drop chance event.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, that's actually a little bit more descriptive, but this is the joys of naming.
It's we don't name babies
Luther's
usually,
fortune.
so it's not in our hands. But yeah, that's basically a sneak preview to 165, and now obviously we had another lovely thing, which was a contest concerning the event Under Siege invasion of the Resistance Command Center.
Yes.
And for that, we asked you, who do you think is behind the attacks of these? Who's behind the invasion? I mean, people don't just go randomly to places and just vandalize them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, people maybe, but monsters maybe, people not.
But
anyhow, so we asked you, who's behind it? What kind of boss do you imagine would it be? And we got lovely artwork, and we selected winners. Yeah. That maybe Haruki wants to comment on the first one.
Yes, Sally is not a new name inside our competition. Actually, I think it's. Which one is the one of Sally? I think it's that one. Yeah, so basically, Sally, thank you very much. Your drawings are amazing. She always sends us this nice stuff. So yeah, she imagined this kind of weird band of forest creatures coming outside, and the team appreciated the light and shadows, and it's just very, very nice.
It's a very iconic style.
Yes, and also the angle and everything, super cool. So keep sending those because they are really nice.
Yes, and then the next one.
But then we had other two winners. One of them is actually super nice, the Italian one. That's it. That's from Alex88.
From Bella Italia.
La Bella Italia, el bello disegno. I don't know, my Italian is not really good. The cool thing about this design is that it really portrayed a huge story about this Dragon Knight. So there was a legend with this Dragon Knight that he went to fight against Baelor, and Baelor just defeated him in the worst way possible. And this is a piece of huge, corrupted crystal that pierced his heart. And then since then he became this kind of very corrupted figure, which the description was pretty nice. I would love to see a boss. Yeah, I would love to see a boss with this story. I liked it. So yeah, very, very well done, Alex. And the third of the winner was Mr. Brusa, I think it was.
I have a feeling that it's supposed to be like a weird spelling of bruja.
I don't know.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
If you think about it, so
that's it.
The witch in Spanish. But this does not look like a bruja at all.
No.
What is
but this nice is like the team loved the little details. You can see the knobs, dragon shackles.
Yes.
And then the other items. Yeah. Me, I've been playing these days Dragon Age Inquisition, and this reminds me a little bit of Akunari. So I like it. But yeah, very nice as well. So those were our three winners, but of course later on we had like a community vote. And then of course you guys decided in Facebook, which ones were the best designs by clicking on like. So we got different winners as well, also because the pool of winners was bigger. So
the first one that we see over here looks a little bit like the Minotaur of in Crete got a little bonkers. And he got himself something like Gogo Yubari got from Kill Bill. This, flame, basically.
Genau.
And what we see is that it's a gigantic Minotaur and small heroes over there. So, again, was voted rather high as well. And the next one is, we know what's happening.
Yeah.
The next one is a rather familiar face.
Yeah. So Memphil, this is Callis, but he also did Heredores here. Yeah. And so I like it. I like it very much as well. But it was one of my favorites, but it didn't make it to the. We made a huge votation with the art team and everyone. So
I really like the idea of that mount, though. Maybe we'll actually bring it.
Oh yeah. That's it.
And then the next
what
one
else
is,
we have?
Dragon,
my god.
Yeah.
Dragon is coming this year, but we don't know when.
To me, the next one looks like a combination between the Herald and I don't know, actually.
Yeah, maybe like a distant relative. Something.
But the Thing.
The
thing from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so, something like that.
Yes.
Very, very lovely. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it. Well, he certainly has the same weapon as the Herald.
Very nice environmental lighting and everything. Really well done.
So super nice ambassador. Nice work.
I know.
Yeah, I like this one because I don't know. It was kind of a nice idea. Like twisted. It was the aunt. I think it was the aunt of Queen Antonia, or like a relative. It's not Queen Antonia. It's like a distant relative, and she's a goth relative. Very bad. So this was also voted by you guys.
In what we like, also, of course, we encourage gender equality. So please bring some more female villains.
Yeah, but there was some female. There was a little dwarf. Female.
And sometimes it's not all about muscles, as you can see. This one, who knows what she would be up to? And she's sending invasions. Yeah, so she's monster waves.
She's the mastermind.
Exactly.
That's it.
There you go. And this one is almost like a movie poster.
Yeah, that's it. With lovely Herald. Herald is one of my favorite bosses of the game, so yeah, I also like this one a lot.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, you can see on the facial features that there's an inspiration coming there. So who knows, like a new evolved version of the existing monsters.
Yeah, I kind of see myself reflected here because it's the kind of face that I put whenever someone interrupts our Twitch. Yeah, I should get myself a nice. And then of course, this one is one of my favorite ones.
Yes.
It just speaks by itself,
Yeah, we don't really have to say who this is, and I actually don't even want to say.
But
those of you who know, they will understand.
Yes.
There's a big evil coming up.
That's it. It's
in Drakenia.
In Drakenia, and he
In
wants
Drakenia.
to make Drakenia great again. So
Yes.
Double Mage, we loved.
Yes.
I love the hair. You know, the hair.
The idea is just fantastic.
It's
so
spot on. So
it's
yeah.
spot on.
So yeah, that was it. That was a little selection of some of the winners. If you want to see the rest of them, then go to Facebook, and then you still have the gallery there to check.
Exactly.
So yeah, there was a lot of things. We just selected some of them, but of course, and we will keep doing these things because apparently you guys like it. So yeah.
And now we come to our question and answer session,
here
which
we
is a
are.
little different this time because, those of you who, if we get answer one of your questions, you will get a little reward, provided that we will actually be able to click on your name.
That's it.
Okay, so let's start. Who has a question?
Questions, venga, send us. Looters stuff. Yeah, okay, what can we tell you about this thing? It will come with release 165, but it's not gonna come exactly that same day, probably. We still don't know. It's gonna be a short event, and it's just something that, well, it will spice up your journey, so to say. And as far as I know, this increased drop rate is actually through all the monsters of the game, including like mobs and including bosses.
And for that you get a bonus code, so I just send it to you.
Ta-da! That's it. But please don't ask about Dragon. Well, okay, I'm going to say something about Dragon. Again, with nothing else to say, the team is working on it. Dragon is a big event. We have all the things to do at the same time, which are really great as well. So yeah, we will bring Dragon this year.
Yes.
But we don't have an estimated date. And I think we should totally, do a GIF of ourselves saying this.
Dragon, yes.
And every time just copy paste.
Since we have, a few bonus codes, I'm going to be rather generous with them. So even like questions which are easier to answer, I will do. So the other one, when is the new class coming? Look, we know that it's going to be an assassin. Or something rogue type. We don't have a dedicated date for that yet, so because we have other things that are prioritized. But it would be, if it was supposed to come early, then I would say the end of this year, so fourth quarter.
Okay.
Of this
Then
year.
I see.
Who else do you see?
New class is melee or banana? I hope it's banana.
Does that deserve a bonus code?
I just had this crazy idea in my mind. No, it's gonna be close combat light melee. That was the idea.
Who said that?
Mr. Poletto Pro.
Where did I see that? Mr. Poletto from?
The last Gudari, which speaks in Spanish, talks about the class. No, la clase todavía no la vamos a sacar como mucho a final de año, quizás.
And one for him as well.
Sorry, I use Spanish, but sometimes.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Some people need to learn the language.
Can I be your tester and join the DSO team? Well, if you feel up to the challenge, you can always go to bigpoint.com/careers, I think it is, and then check the available positions.
Yes. So who
Sometimes
else
we have openings.
Yeah. So if you have another question, let's. Do you like weed? Nah.
I prefer the vodka.
Yes. So Daywalker 2 has a question. If whether we announced the winners of the how do you call it, the Stellar Gold event. No, apparently we haven't. But what we did is we had a script for those who reached a certain part of the progress bar, which was new in there.
That's it.
So probably we will still have to do that in retrospect. But since I got. Here's the bonus code for you.
That's it. The new class must be Airbender.
An Airbender.
I still prefer banana.
We're not doing. What was it? The last Airbender or something? Yeah, that
yes,
movie. Yeah, it was interesting, but.
If I come back. Yeah, guild battles. Do we have guild battles this year? Well, that's still under discussion.
Who asked that? If I
That's Balbono.
Mr.
Mr. Balbono.
Yeah. Should I comment on it? Should I comment on it?
Yeah, I mean.
So guild battles. The thing is, because that was before Haruki's time, so I can comment on it a little bit more. It's basically guild battles were planned at some point, but then they realized that this feature is huge. or the way they wanted it. They wanted a smaller feature, but then they realized, oh, it's more complex. The mechanics around it, it's too delicate and too difficult to just throw out something there. So they kept postponing and postponing and postponing and postponing. So now they want to make the game more towards, that you can do more things with your group, because otherwise it would be just a solo play. But it will start off with improvements that will affect you first. Then it will affect the guild in terms of what can you do with the guild, like on the social features, like more than just the chat. And then they will expand to it. Now, how long that will take, I have actually no idea, because it was supposed to be this summer. I doubt that though. So, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure which of the features will be prioritized. Let's just say from July until November or something. Not really sure, but we see a lot of developments, for example, in the moon events that's happening.
One of the people said, "Oh, it's bringing a very bad memory, which was that experience bug, that buggy thingy that a lot of people." The name is these names are long. Beritze.
Okay, I got it.
That's it. So basically, what happened with the characters that level up because of a bug and they are level crazy? Yes, we commented already that in the event of a content expansion that includes level expansion as well, then they will be resetted. No one is gonna start the level expansion with level 60 something. Nope, we won't be that almighty.
Thank you, Balbono, for your.
That's it.
I have a weird question, which is not gonna get a bonus code. It's like somebody asking me in Greek how much my PC is worth. I don't know. I really don't know. But I got a new one and it's good and it's so fast. Yeah. So that's great.
I'm gonna send this to the guy again, this poor boy.
I don't get that one.
Okay. These conversations.
Questions and answer.
Some maybe like one or two more.
Guys, it's supposed to be a question, not a statement. So if it's a question, I can answer it. But yeah.
When will the Dragon A set be coming back on Nob? As you have seen the other day, there was the Darkness set.
I got it.
Yesterday was Heredur doll. There are other things coming. There are mounts. There is the Medusa doll, and there is the Dragon A set. When? Well, it's pretty much during the next weeks. And as we have been doing, we will announce it on social media. You will see it as a notification window inside the game, and also we will put it on the breaking news. So my my counseling to you would be, even if you don't play every day, check a little bit Facebook every single day, so you see exactly when we are selling what. And if you have those Draken, then you can log in the game and get it.
Okay.
So normally these offers are only 1 day, but yeah, I know that it took a lot of time to bring those. Like you guys were waiting for 2 months. I know it's a little bit long, but now they are here.
Okay, so Mazarina has a question about, and she gets he gets a code for that. The question is, so we will have a 5th character class. Does this mean we will get a 5th additional slot on the character selection screen? Yes, you would get that, and it's possible, because remember one time you got, via script, you got additional test characters. So those people of you who had 4 characters on the test server got 2 additional slots, which is 6 in total. It's possible. But at the moment we don't do this because it doesn't make sense. So. No. You need only 4 in order to have each character class once. So that doesn't make sense.
Et voila.
Yes. And then I saw another really good question.
There are like a lot of them.
From, just pick one. Oh wait, I have one concerning PaySafe in Greece. So PaySafe, the option to use PaySafe in Greece is not possible, but that's not our problem. That's a problem of PaySafe itself. Yep. Because when the country has what was it called again? Payment control or something like this. This is a restriction that comes from them, not from us. So unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. Yeah.
I'm answering in Spanish, so a lot of people don't get it. ¿Qué nombre es? The last Gudari, but I think he already got something.
Yeah, he got already.
Yeah, that's it. Well, answer a little bit.
What? Okay.
because summer arrived to Berlin.
I have a question here, unless you... Oh no, you answered it already.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
Everything good.
So, Hatsunian has a question about the Cobalt's inventory. It has a misfunction at the moment. Oh, what was this? Jesus. It has a misfunction at the moment. And the misfunction is that it doesn't, it flips the tabs basically, and we are gonna fix this. If I'm not mistaken, did you see that in the patch notes 165?
Sorry, I was answering what?
The Cobalt. There's this bug with the Cobalt inventory, the lockers. Did you see that? Because otherwise, guys, tomorrow I'm continuing writing the patch notes for the upcoming release.
Yeah.
So maybe it's in there. I didn't see that yet because
I
was writing the guide for crafting 2.0. So we know about the bug. We know that because I've seen that already in our selection of bugs. So it's gonna happen. And thank you for the compliment, Van der Murum or something. Van der Wurm.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna take one more question. Do you also want one more?
Venga, va, but don't fight, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the weirdest one. Okay, no, this is important. This one.
Nós falamos português também.
Também, un peu français, a lot of languages. But okay, so this is an important question because it's Mr. Never Knew. Okay, so he says, where do we need to report if I find a bug in the game or something like that? Okay, if you find a bug in the game, then the best thing you can do is actually write a little ticket to support. So basically, our lovely team of admins read those tickets and they actually, escalate those bugs to us in a very, very daily way. We have explained this a lot of times in the forums, exactly how it works. And sometimes you also see admins in Kinsale, for example, they have this orange title. Sometimes they are busy and they won't answer you, but they take their time as well to, to see what you guys are saying. So they won't give you Undermanned, because they get a lot of requests, like give me Undermanned. They won't do that, but if you have a bug to report, they will listen very, very carefully. But yeah, support will be your thing to do, or the forums.
Yes,
but
and I posted the link of the support in there. It's www.drakensang.com/support.
Yeah.
And then we have. Who else do we have? Muito obrigado pelo elogio for the Portuguese. It's fine, but we need a question. One more.
A ver. Why the power of water on fire, power with character, not characters, have questions?
What? I don't get it.
Me neither, sorry.
Why the power? I don't understand it. I'm sorry, Chick or whatever.
Are you planning? Okay, I think the rest we already answered a little bit. Saludos de vuelta a Puerto Rico. And are you planning? Let's do this one because also brings me to the topic of sets in Parallel Worlds. Cance 92 in lovely green, the color of hope. Are you planning a set of Kali's Fatal? So yeah, you know that, well, Grimag has said, Kalis has said, Heredur as well. We won't stop them. There are still some bosses in the Parallel Worlds which don't have their new sets, and this will come to them. Now, we haven't come to the point where we will bring special Kalis set for different difficulty levels, just because we have the tier system, and of course, well, you will get better tiers in higher difficulties. So yeah, not planning to do that. First, we will need to bring all the sets to all the monsters, all the bosses, and at the same time there is this parallel reworking of other sets of the game. For example, you will also see with 165 some new weapons for the Atlantis set, but those are paid, so yeah, maybe not for everyone. But then there will be other ones. There will be probably Lortax set in the future, something like that. But yeah. Does Greg drink vodka too? No, he prefers caipirinha.
That's true. Cachaça, yay, we love it.
I mean,
okay,
not only vodka.
So guys, thank you for your questions, and those of you who who gave us really good questions, also got bonus codes. So we hope you like that. And now, of course, as always, we have Raffle. Yeah, a raffle. And we had a few winners who won this raffle, which I'm going to reveal real quick right now. And then that's it for today. So these are the winners of this time's raffle. And you can see...
Et voila!
Exactly. And
congratulations!
So if you want to participate in the raffle for next time, all you have to do is send an email to dsotwitch@bigpoint.net with your character name and tell us the server that you're playing on. Otherwise, we won't be able to locate you. And then you're participating automatically, so you don't even have to use a lot of brain.
No, that's it. Boom.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, that was it. Actually, we are super on time, which is lovely,
Yes, and it was super nice. So thank you guys for participating so actively.
Yes.
And
I won't be with you guys for the next 2 weeks because I'm gonna be traveling.
To the east.
I'm gonna go to the east. I'm gonna farm new unique sets and everything outside. And it will take a little bit until I return back because I don't have a travel map, so I always have to do everything on my on foot. But no, and once I'm back, then we will come back to Twitch because it's quite nice to be here. Unexpected, as I said, crafting.
The unexpected.
The unexpected. Yeah, that's always
the Spanish Inquisition.
Man, I was so surprised when I saw the trailer of Assassin's Creed. Because the Assassin's Creed trailer came yesterday, and again the Spanish Inquisition was on place, and I love it, but it's funny.
Cool.
It's everywhere.
All right. Guys, enjoy your evening. Yeah.
See ya, and have a lovely time. Expect release 165. Let us know what you think on the forums, and please test crafting when it comes.
Okay.
¿Vale?
Bye.
Venga. Ciao, ciao.